You are back with me, Ridwan Rosli, in My Suara FM Hot Talk. Today we are talking about youth and civil society. We have three young people, although one of them is not that young, because because he is actually my age. Anyway, before we start, I think maybe we get to know them first, because we're supposed to start at 5, but as usual, we are Malays when we are using our Bumi Putra rights, and it is our kota. So maybe we start with the guy
Hello,
in
hi
black,
guys.
Yusuf.
Hi Ridwan.
Hello, Yusuf. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
Okay, my name is Yusuf Haq. I'm UMNO branch youth chief and also GPMS, a member of GPMS Selangor.
All right. And
With
I heard that
Ridwan.
you're also with BNYV.
Yeah, with BNYV. Also.
BNYV KL. That
yeah,
is.
BNYV KL.
All right. Okay. So, yep.
Alright, hi everyone. My name is Hassanal Han. I am from the Gabungan Pelajar Malaysia Semenanjung, also known as
GPMS.
GPMS. Yes.
Gabungan Pelajar Melayu Semenanjung.
Melayu
All right.
Semenanjung, yes.
So can we call you Khan?
Yeah, definitely sure.
Right. So we have Khan in the house,
Yes.
and my old lost friend. No, not really lost actually. He was always there. My very good friend from high school. Yes.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Ilyasa Hilmi bin Ishaq. Currently, I am working at Hospital Serdang as a house officer.
We have a doctor in the house.
Yes, I am also a member of the Pergerakan Pemuda UMNO Bahagian Barat Razak, Cawangan Tun Razak Square. And
Alright.
also a member of Satuan Usahawan Melayu Barat Razak.
All right. So we have people who's actively in civil society movement.
Are we?
Yeah. So today we'll be talking about youth and civil society. As you guys know, that one of the thing is these days, the true fact is not a lot of people are engaged in civil society movement.
Right.
Meaning to say they are not with any organization. They are not with any sort of involvement, especially in politics, or they're just. I mean, people these days they either just studying or they are working.
Yes.
And they focus on that.
Yes.
Because what? Because maybe they're spending too much time, besides working and studying, they're on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are
Social
on
media,
social media.
Facebook, you know.
They are having fun with their friends or what. So what makes you guys get into civil society movement? Maybe we'll start with you. Yusuf.
Actually, I'm really into politics.
All right.
Because basically civil society, basically you're influenced by your friends basically
All right.
but it's on yourself whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it.
So basically, I mean, it's like, what makes you want to go into politics? I mean, yes, you have your friends.
Yeah.
You have your friends. So does your friends influence you in what you are doing?
Oh, actually because there's a lot of programs.
All right.
There's a lot of programs and also events that makes me want to want to get into it and join them. Also sometimes volunteering.
All right. Okay. So that's how you get started. So you started.
Actually, I started doing volunteering. Most of it is volunteering.
Do you
like
still
volunteering.
remember what was your first program?
No, long time ago.
So you went to
It's
the zoo
like-
and you have
No.
or your parents left you at the zoo.
No.
Your parents left you at the zoo and you thought that you need to volunteer. but eventually you went back home.
No lah. The first program I think it was like 2 or 3 years back.
All right.
2 or 3 years back, volunteering for I think it was the old folks home.
Okay.
Yeah, old folks home. And during that time it was Ramadan.
All right.
So today I volunteered to the old folks home and all, give them food
All right.
and all. Then during sahur we went to KL and give foods.
So do you guys have lunch too during Ramadan?
No, bro.
No, because that's normally what happens. I mean, you do charity, and by the end of the day, you have lunch.
Lunch,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, so that's how Yusuf started. What about you, Khan?
Me personally, I would say that myself as the youth of the generation,
Yeah.
I would say that to me it is very important, very vital for each and every one of us, the youth generation, to take part in this matter now. In this matter today.
In being in organization,
Yeah.
in
Yes.
doing charity,
Yep.
in doing
Yes.
volunteer
As long
work.
as you're participating in any other thing that relates to the
What makes you started?
I think that it is it's very important to me. It's because that in the future I'll be the voice. You know, I'll be the lead.
Yes.
One day, hopefully, I'll be the leader of the
Yes,
generation.
all of us are already
Yeah,
leaders.
yeah,
these
yeah.
days. We are all
Yeah,
leaders.
Because the
Yes.
future is based on the younger generation today. You know?
Yeah, and based on what you do right now.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
And then of course you need to gain experience. So
Yes.
before you can be a great
great
leader, a
leader.
good leader,
Exposure.
saying people that people should do this and that,
That's right.
Yeah.
we ourselves should have or gain the experience, the knowledge,
Exposure.
the exposures and all. So that's what makes you get involved
Yes,
in that.
definitely.
Doc, you have a busy schedule. We know how doctors works, and especially you are in a you're with the you're attached with the government
Yes,
hospital,
yes.
and with all the commitments, what makes you still
Want to contribute to the, want to participate?
want to participate, wants to be a part of the
Okay.
civil society?
Well, I guess it's all started from the school days, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
I only remember the part that we love to play basketball.
Yeah,
lah.
that was when I was in Victoria Institution, but previously when I was at Sekolah Menengah Beratur Razak.
All right.
And then if you consider Rumah Sukan is a part of society,
All right. Yes. Definitely.
We try to be the voice of our group, and then it's all started from there. And then after mixing up with other people, after seeing,
Yeah.
after, was it?
Yeah.
I guess okay. After mixing up with other people,
Yeah.
and then I started to realize that I need to be involved in this society work, and then try to contribute and make a difference.
Yes. So one thing that we can see in commons is all started from ourselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
So you guys want to be a part of it. You were
Yes.
not forced. You were not
Willingly,
asked.
willingly.
Yeah. The willingness.
Yes.
The willingness to actually be
Participate.
to participate. And then of course, I mean that is this one thing that drives
Drive.
Yes.
I think anyone or everyone which is engaged in civil society.
Mhm.
So I mean, based on your experience and what you see, even your friends, I mean, or when you're working or what do you think? I mean, what are the things that hold other people from engaging with all these programs, activities, or organization? What makes other people doesn't join them?
Doesn't join them.
I think one thing is because of politics.
All right.
Definitely, because organization in Malaysia, there's pro-government, there's
Yeah.
opposition side, and also
Anti-government.
there's neutral, which they don't support the government, and which
Unbiased.
All right.
which they don't support, and which they support the government. So, in my point of view,
Yep.
this younger generation doesn't want to get involved because of this.
Okay.
Because
So
they actually don't want, they don't like politics, or they're not into it. That makes
Mhm.
them,
yeah, and then one thing about youth is they have what's inside them, what we call as anarchism, where they don't want to follow rules. They are
Yeah, yes,
rebellious.
true.
Rebellious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't want to go the mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, there are a chance that by saying that, oh, I don't want to be a part of the mainstream, oh, I want to be something else.
Yeah.
I want to be unique because
Yeah.
everyone was born, but their parents saying that you are unique and you're going to change the world, all those sort of things. But by not being a part of the mainstream, they are left out in a way.
Yep.
Don't you guys think so?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely
Yeah.
And then does you guys have I mean experience, for example, that when you meet people and then when you tell them about, for example, you were talking about politics just now, Yusuf. So when you talk about politics, sometimes people have different views.
Yes.
That is one thing, but most of the time also they don't get the facts right.
Yeah.
It's just based on perception.
Yeah.
And they have this kind of perception is because they don't engage in society. They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
engage
yeah.
in organization. What do you say about that, Khan?
I honestly think that they are easily influenced as the younger generation. My honest opinion, I'd say that we are easily influenced by the media.
All right.
So that we, by our perception, our perspective, we see that the media is saying bad things about these politicians and whatnot. So we are scared to go down there and
Yeah.
join and
Action.
participate in all the programs and events.
Social media.
Social medias and the
Social media,
media
because
news.
All right.
As you know that there are many informations being spread out widespreadly that we don't know whether it's legitimate or no.
Yeah.
On Twitter especially, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is another thing you mentioned about Twitter.
Twitter.
So I'll consider me and Ilyas. We are young. we are young.
Young.
We are young, but people at our age, I believe, doesn't use Twitter as much as the people who's younger than us.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so the people who's younger, I mean, they are very, very active when it comes to Twitter.
Twitter, yes.
Yeah, and then Twitter these days, I mean, it shapes how the people
True.
perception and all. I think before we go to Ilyasa, we're gonna take another one break, and this is a song request from them, something just like this: Chainsmoker and Coldplay. Guys, you are back with me, Ridwan Rosli, My Suara FM, and today we are talking about youth and civil society. In the
Yes.
studio, we have Yusuf, we have Ilyasa, and also we have Khan. My name is Khan. So yeah, before we left just now, we were talking about what makes other people. I mean, when it comes to most of the time, they are they were driven by perceptions. They stay away from civil society movement. They stay away from organization. They stay away from politics because of the perception.
Yep.
Yes.
So Ilyasa, based on your experience, I mean, especially among the professionals, I mean, doctors and so how is it? I mean, when it comes to civil society movement.
I guess it's very difficult to engage with the most of the professionals because they think they have been left out. Because
Alright.
they're not being focused in either programs or any activities done by the party politics.
All right.
And then the professionals such as
Dia rasa parti politik tak kisah dia.
yes.
All right.
And then
Okay.
Mostly such as from the professional side, where I'm attached with the Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, it's very difficult actually for me to participate in other
Yeah, because of your schedule and then because of your timetable.
timetable, and also I need to be kena minta izin from the head of the department.
All right.
Participate.
Except during your free time.
Yes.
That is. And most of these programs
Programs.
are being done. I mean, I think most of the time we always see this. I mean, there are great programs being done during working hours
Yes.
or during classes.
Yeah.
So this is another challenge.
Challenges.
Yep.
Yeah, because what? Because sometimes you see people who's very active in civil society movement.
You're not able to join and participate.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they don't do well in exam.
Exam.
Yes.
Yes.
Because what? Because when other people are studying, they are busy,
Going
with
to
charity
programs.
work. And then, because talking about one program, I think all of us have experienced that one program can just run half a day.
Half a day,
Yep.
yes.
But the preparation of that one program might take weeks,
months.
or even months.
Yep.
I mean, the preparation just to make sure that everything goes well.
Smoothly.
Yeah, so this is the challenges. And anyway, I mean, when it comes to, we are talking about youth and civil society, how do you guys see the participation of young people in politics in specific? In either party.
Either party.
In either party. I mean, how do you see the youth participating in politics? Or you think that the youth they don't really care. They don't want to join any party.
To be honest, the youth, most of them, they don't really care about politics. To be honest.
All right.
Yeah.
So you don't think people really care about politics?
The younger generations, they don't really, but most of them I know.
Yeah, because what? Because I think that's the same thing when I was younger.
Yeah.
Not that I'm old. But when I was younger, I don't really care. But what do you say, Yusuf?
Well, I think most of them they care about the politics. If takkan ada orang tak sembang pasal ekonomi, about the power to be, and then
Yeah.
they all talk about it. Just they don't participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
They talk it like generally.
Generally lah. They ambil kisah juga tentang
Yeah.
hal ni semua, tapi they just don't know how to participate, or maybe they don't like to participate, but they still care. I know. Just
Alright.
know how to trigger them to participate. It's a very big challenge.
What do you say,
I
Khan?
would say goes back to his point, Ilya's point. I would say that the younger generation, they are not afraid. That's not the right word, but they are not willingly to participate in these programs. It's because they are scared that their voices and opinions are not going to be heard by the upper level.
All right.
You know?
Yeah. That is
could
one
be the
thing
cause,
because
yeah.
Because they say like they are not going to be taken seriously.
Taken seriously, yes. That's right.
But another point I would say is because of the understanding of
Yeah,
politics
politics.
itself.
Yes.
I mean, they thought that politics is so-called exclusive for just certain people.
Certain people, yeah.
And then this is another one point that I want to raise up. There's a lot of people who, I mean, young people who engage in politics because of their family background.
Yeah, that's right.
Because why? Because for some other people, because their family doesn't really talk about politics, so yeah, they don't care about it.
Yeah.
But if you come from a family who's active in politics, of course you
They
have that.
automatically.
Yeah, you have that
Yeah.
curiosity.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have that curiosity
Yeah.
that I want to know more about
Yeah,
this.
that's right.
So what about you guys? I mean, does that influence? I mean, when you were younger, before you joined any civil society movement, does that actually trigger you to become or to join whatever you're joining now? Does family play a big role?
Yeah, I mean, my part, yes, family plays a big role because to be honest, my mother's side is a pro-UMNO. It's an UMNO family.
All right,
From my father's side is a more opposition family.
all right. So you have a very democratic family then. Kerajaan campuran. You have kerajaan campuran at
Yes.
home. All
So
right.
we talk about politics most of the time, which is the main topic of our family discussion. We talk about budget. We talk about our Melayu, macam mana
Yes.
orang Melayu semua. I'm Malay, so we are talking. My interest is Malay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like we are not racist when we talk
Yeah.
about our own race.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
So yeah, so we are not racist
no,
when
no,
we're talking
racist.
about our
We're
own
not
race.
racist.
Yeah.
We have our own
Right.
rights. Also, we have our own preference because
Yes.
the Chinese will always want to. Want to fight for the Chinese, and
Exactly.
fight the Indian, even
Yeah.
the Kadazan, even the Iban. They are
Yeah,
also
and
fighting for their
there's nothing
races.
wrong with
Yeah,
that.
no,
There's
no.
nothing wrong fighting for your own race.
Yes,
But
yes.
at the same time, I mean, of course, I mean, in Malaysia, the line is very clear.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
offend other
Yeah.
races.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about you, Khan? Does family play a role in what you are doing right now?
I honestly I grew up with a non-politician. I mean
Background,
background.
alright,
Yes,
okay.
background. So I don't hear on any of this politics conversation when I was growing up.
Okay.
So basically, I encourage myself to know more about politics and about the economic today, so that
Alright.
one day I could willingly make a change, at least.
All right.
Hopefully.
No, that's very interesting. So how is the acceptance of your family that you are into all this civil society?
They're encouraging me really,
All
really
right,
hard.
that's good.
They are really,
That's great because I believe that's one of the challenges. One of the
Yes.
challenges being from a non-political family
Family.
is when there are meetings sometimes up to 11 or 12
Yeah.
Yes.
and our parents would be like thinking, it's like, what type of meetings do you have at night? But because as we know, civil society movement or civil society organization, most of them, their meeting is at night.
Yeah.
Because during the days, people are either working or
Working, yeah.
studying.
Yes.
So meetings start at 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that when I started back then, it's like when people say meeting at 9 o'clock at night.
they be wondering.
Yeah, when they say 9, I thought it was 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
But they were like 9 at night. I'm like, what type of meeting is this? And then these people have meetings in mamak places,
Yeah.
kedai
Yeah,
kopi
kedai
and all. I
kopi.
was like, what type of meeting all of
Yeah.
this? So maybe it is new for people who doesn't understand.
Yep.
Because they thought that the only meeting, for example, if people was a staunch supporter of UMNO, the only meeting happens once a year, which is PAO lah.
Yeah, PAO.
Perhimpunan Aku UMNO, and you only have meeting
Yeah,
in PWTC.
yeah.
So this is the people things that people doesn't understand.
Yes.
So what about you, Yusuf? What do you think?
My family is very neutral.
All right.
What do you think is who do you think is right or what do you think is right? Then you support lah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do they think about you right now?
They're actually okay. They're actually okay.
Alright.
They support me all the way. I think, to be honest, my sister is not. I don't know whether she's in the government side or the opposition side. But what I can say is she's in the opposition side.
All right. So
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't
but
matter.
no, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. Because why? Because talking about youth and civil society is once the engagement is there,
Yeah.
once we are talking about it, we are not anymore political illiterate.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
at least we see, we discuss.
Yeah.
The most important thing is discussing. I mean, what's right or what's wrong. Again, in politics,
Yeah.
there's a lot of gray areas.
Yes.
Because why? Because it's in which side are you?
Yeah.
Because there are people who says that we are doing this for better goods.
Yep.
But again, some other people will say that one wrong. One wrong is still a wrong.
Still
Yes.
wrong, yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, how big the impact,
Yes.
how big the impact is. So this is the thing. I mean, that you guys shared just now. Family. I mean, what you do as a students and all. It affects a lot in what you guys are doing.
Yes.
So I mean, both of you. I mean, Yusuf and Khan. You guys are students.
Yes.
How does that affect your studies? Does it affect at all?
I'm actually very flexible.
All right.
So when there's certain programs I can make it when when I have class, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to deal with that lah. If I
Alright.
have programs that I have to which is the priority lah. I mean, if I have class, I do have to go to class.
Yes.
Yeah. If I have programs and I don't have class, I'll go to the program.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Khan?
To me, it goes back to priorities. You know, like as long as you know how to balance your commitments,
Then it's fine.
studying, and also your engaging with all
Yeah.
these, programs and whatnot, I think it should be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, so basically, okay, if you don't have programs, maybe you can create one a program.
Yeah.
Yes. So just as a point, I mean, just to prove, for example, like right now, I mean, we are having this session at My Swara FM,
Yeah.
and it's taking your time. I mean, to be here at 5 and spending time a good 1 hour plus. I mean, just to be here. I mean, this is some sort of programs also.
Yes.
The way I look at it,
Yeah, that's right.
and all of this takes commitment.
Commitments.
And when you talk about commitment, it's involve resources.
Yes.
Resources is, I mean, basic stuff. I mean, as young people, duit minyak, duit
yeah.
LRT,
Tol lagi.
duit MRT,
Tol.
duit
Tol,
tol, duit makan.
Makan.
It's not because sebab nak belanja orang,
Yeah.
tapi
Sendiri.
nak minum teh tarik sendiri ni. I mean, so these are the things. So maybe you start with you, Ilyasa. I mean, you as a government officers and what do you think about that? Your time.
Your time, because I'm looking at myself lah.
All right.
Because I'm committed with my work. I have to work 65 to 72 hours per week. So it depends on the flexibility of the program lah. If the program happen during my off day,
Yeah.
just happened like today.
Yes.
So I can attend it. So I think it
So we
shouldn't-
are very lucky to have you during your off day. Les.
I think it shouldn't be a problem. I guess it's where do you di mana I would like to say that
Di mana bumi dipijak. Oh, tu lain. Lain. Alright.
I would say it depends on your passion lah. If you
Yeah.
like my off day, I decided to come here other than just rest at home watching TV. It's also a big commitment for me.
Yeah, this is your hobby and your interest.
Yes.
Yeah,
Passion.
doing this is your hobby and
And
your interest.
interest,
So
yeah.
that's how you slot in the time.
Yes.
We make time for what we love. All right, guys. I think we're gonna take another short break, and of course, this is another request from these people. So we'll be listening to Despacito. Hello, guys. You are back with us, My Swara FM Hot Talk, talking about youth and civil society. We have Ilyasa, we have Khan, and we have Yusuf in the house. And they are with BNYV, they are with GPMS, they are with Pemuda UMNO. This is the people who's really engaging with the society through civil society movement. Anyway, we were talking about, I mean, how young people not interested in civil society movement. They are not interested in politics. They are not interested in all those sort of programs. And one of the main reason might be is because of their understanding. Because what? Because I got an experience where some people would ask. I mean, it's like, how can a prime minister be a prime minister? Yeah. So that kind of question just shows that. Oh, so do we get to choose a prime minister? Maybe because they thought it's a presidential system. Yeah, so they thought that they get to choose prime minister. But we are using a parliamentary system
Yes.
that it works different way. And another one thing is during history lesson, if I'm not mistaken, in Form 4, again, if I'm right, it was in chapter 8 or something. I think it's between chapter 6 or chapter 8, where we talk about the separation of power of the federal and also the state government and also the city council. Because these days, when we talk about the society, they don't even understand when they have a potholes in front of their house, they thought the prime minister is the one who's supposed to fix it.
Yes.
All right. So what do you guys say about this? I mean, this misunderstanding, these people, I mean, interpreting Or what do you guys think
So
about
sorry,
it?
what's your question again?
I mean, what do you guys think about these people? I mean, they don't really understand their misinterpretation, or maybe some people would say they're just ignorant.
Yeah.
Ignorant.
Yeah. So what do you say? What do you
From
think?
my point of view,
Yes.
they don't want to get to know lah.
They're
don't want to-
ignorant.
they're ignorant. When
But they
when
think they're
something
smart.
is right, you have to accept
Yes.
it's right. True.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I can see people that they are not. They don't want to. Walaupun orang ni dah cakap, tapi dia rasa dia tu salah juga.
All right.
You understand me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
dia,
that's
dia nak betul.
dia nak betul je.
Dia je
Yeah,
betul.
yeah.
Lepas tu pula dia kira betul apa yang best bagi dia.
apa yang best, apa yang apa
Benefit
yang
dia.
dia rasa dia nak buat, apa yang dia rasa dia nak buat, buat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one thing. What about you, Khan? What do you think about these people?
I think that they should get involved lah. Macam mana pun, you have to do your studies and everything,
Yeah.
right? You have to do your studies. Like you said, like if there's a pot in front of their house, they expect a prime minister to go and settle
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
right? I mean,
not that way.
clearly shows that it's not. They don't really understand the system,
Yeah.
which goes back to the things that I said that they should really study that
Yeah.
matter. You know?
Yeah,
Anyhow.
but again, these people say that, I mean, I'm busy, I can't study. I mean, I need to go to movies.
Yeah, but
I
nowadays-
need to update my Insta
Yeah lah.
stories
Yeah, but
and all.
nowadays technologies are good. You can just download some news app or something.
Yeah, they
inside
should
your
take
phone.
advantage of
There's
this technology.
Google, there's Google, there's obviously not Yahoo people. Alright, but there's Google and all. So if you're free and if you really want to get to know about some things in Malaysia, in the nation, you should just Google what's happening now and compare. Not just look into one news. Compare into many
But
news.
that's the problem also. There's a lot of people who thinks that Wikipedia is like the holy book.
Yes.
Where everything's in Wikipedia, and
Edited.
that is the facts.
Yeah.
And it is equal to as British Britannica and all
Yeah.
those.
Yes.
It's like an encyclopedia.
Yes.
And that's why you have all those kind of people who just Google things up and think they are
Yes.
doctors after 2 hours. What do you think about that? What do you say about that,
Well,
Jessa?
it depends on the mindset of the society. I think maybe like others said that it could be their ignorance behavior.
Yeah.
And that they don't want to study. As I also just knew that if there's a pothole in your road, if the car broke down because of the pothole, you can claim. If I live in KL, so I can claim at the BKL.
Yes, exactly. Because it's the city council's
Yes.
job.
Yes, it's the council job because it depends on your how do you get information.
Yes.
Do you want
But
to-
some people would say, oh, nanti saman di BKL ni Najib kaya ni. We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
this
yeah,
kind of people
yeah,
perception.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah, we get sometimes, and then we have on the other side,
Yeah.
in for example in Selangor, they are charging 20 cent for
For
plastic
plastic
bags,
bags, yes.
for plastic bags, but they are giving condom for free, and people would like, oh, this 20 cent ni 20 sen ni beli kondom ni. This is the perception.
Yeah, perception.
This is the perception, and for the youth, they're like, oh, I need to pay 20 cent because the government need to buy more condoms.
Yeah.
And dia orang marah pula, mana kondomnya? This is the things that we need to face.
Yes.
I mean, you need to face.
Yeah.
But again, if they're actually involved in civil society, like you people, they would be more civilized.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
civil
yeah.
society
Yeah.
will bring you to civilization.
Yeah, yeah.
And civilization in the matter that before they say bad things about any leaders, they themselves, most of these people never even met that person in person in their whole life.
True.
For example, like either opposition or government, if you say, I mean, some people say bad things about the opposition leaders. I would say that in my whole life, to be frank with you, I never met
him.
Anwar Ibrahim.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know how he is personally, although people said dia main bontot and all. But again, I mean, it's like, I'm sorry, but I never even met him.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen him from far. But of course, if people say that dia main bontot, I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
I wish I've met him and I asked that. I mean, if he's my neighbor, then I would
Oh,
say,
yes.
I would say, yeah, he looks like the guy. That do it. Yeah, but again, I don't know. And the same thing goes also on the other side, when people say, "Oh, this minister look dumb,"
Yeah.
or this minister, and then because these days with social media, they cut what they say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dia cakap salah lah, dia cakap benda bodoh lah, all of this. So what do you guys think when it comes to this, and what is your effort? I mean, do you have hard time explaining the truth to these people?
Of course, of course. No, actually about the video they cut on social medias, right?
Yeah.
Actually, when you really, like I said, it's sendiri, faham tak? Like if you really want to know whether it's true or not, look it up and see
The
from
full
A to Z, the full video, not just
Just a part of it.
like the new, the new case, the recent case.
All right.
Kunan said slow learners and all.
Yes.
To me, I mean, like, see
The context. The context of the speech.
people takes it literally into it. People take it literally. That's my point of view lah.
Yeah. What about you when you have friends? That do you guys involve in arguments with friends sometimes?
Sometimes,
Sometimes, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, of
Because
course.
We have a
from the beginning they already choose the side. So
Alright.
if they're the opposition, they will setuju lah. Kunan is condemning the
Yeah.
student of UiTM, but if they are the pro-government side, we will defend him. But they already choose the side from the beginning. So
Before the discussion.
Yes,
even starts.
It's gonna be really hard.
and then diorang dah berpegang pada benda tu. So even we argue sebagus mana pun, don't argue with stupid people.
Yeah,
So
that-
we-
Yeah, so that's why that's a saying. It's only in Malaysia that people politicize or people are very active in politics as if we are having election every single day.
Yes.
And the next religion to Islam is their party.
Yes.
So Khan, what about you? Is your next religion is the party? or what?
I think, like what he mentioned earlier, I think that the people who misinterpreted all these informations, they should at least, before judging, they should
Study.
study and also participate in, per se, online discussion, online forums and whatnot, so they could at least discuss without having to turun padang and facing all these, programs and whatnot, right?
Or reality.
Yeah,
I mean,
reality,
But the
yes.
thing is now, these people, when they want to talk about politics, they can't. Because they were, argue, vulgar words will come
Yeah,
out
yeah,
aggressively. That's the
Yeah.
problem with Malaysia.
Provocations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as literate Malaysian, the people that knows, I mean, I'm saying this in public. So, politician, what you guys should do is manipulate these people. Because why? Because they don't read a lot of things. They are not that smart. So, manipulate these people. And this is the problem.
Yes.
When people are being manipulated.
Yes.
This is what's wrong. Because why? Because people, I mean, if we are talking about people who wants to know, who wants to study, then it would be a lot easier. But these people, because before the discussion even start, they already choose a side.
Yes.
They already say yes or no or what. So how, when we talk about civil society, how are we supposed to move on from where we are right now, going forward? And to have young people like you guys being active, being engaging in civil society movement, it is something it's something very, very unique, especially in the urban area.
Urban area.
Yeah, because why? Because now I think we should. I just want to move the discussion between urban, suburban, and also rural.
Yeah.
I think the real challenge, is in the urban and suburban areas. Because why? Because in the rural area, I mean, the society is quite close.
Close, yeah.
So you know what's going on, and there's this and that going
Communities
on, the
and,
community or what. Because in the urban area, the society or the community is quite open up, and a lot of people are doing a lot of things,
True.
and then you don't even know. Sometimes we don't even know what's our next neighbors
Yeah,
are doing and all.
correct.
But I'm gonna hold that thought for a second. We're gonna discuss more about this, but before that, we're gonna go for another Justin Bieber song. All right, guys. Hello, guys. We are back talking about youth and civil society, and we have talked about the perception. We have talked about, I mean, how ignorant some people can be, and how very close-minded some people or some friend that we have. What about there's another perception? There's another perception. People who involve in civil society, in persatuan or in politik, orang kata kaya. Oh ini, wah, ini kau buat program ni apa semua benda takkan kau tak dapat dalam 2.6 bilion tu, takkan kau tak dapat sikit.
Yeah.
I mean the perception.
Perception.
What do you guys say about that?
Okay, to be honest, I've never gotten any money
Habis
Even
duit
1
je.
cent.
Habis duit.
Habis duit.
Minyak dengan tol.
Duit minyak tol, and bila when the upper level gives us money, we have to jalan the program lah.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to buat quotation, we have to give them receipts and all.
Yeah.
All the balance we have to give back. Mana boleh tak?
Nak ambil kalau boleh sedap lah.
Kalau nak ambil sedap lah.
Tak payah kerja.
Tak payah kerja.
Upper level bagi 1 million.
Ah.
Upper level give 1 million. We use 800,000. We use the ciplak stuff. The
Tak,
cheap
belanja
stuff.
80,000 bro.
Ada
yang
lah
lain
tu
dia
80
kan?
Mana boleh.
Lepas tu claim lagi 8 juta. Ibu
Ada macam tu. Ada. Boleh ada senang.
So what do you guys think? I mean the perception. So you as a doctor, Ilyasa,
Yes.
the perception towards people. Kalau especially your colleagues, obviously your patients doesn't know, except if you go in and wear a political party punya baju kan dekat dalam kan. So what is the perception when people say if you involve in politics, you get a lot of money?
Well, they can see that aku bawa kereta apa.
Tak, orang kata tak ada, dia dah kenyang sangat ni sebab tu
Itulah
dia
lagi program bawa kereta murah bro.
sebab tu dia pergi bawa ini apa semua benda.
Jangan bawa kereta mahal.
Jangan tunjuk lah.
Jangan tunjuk.
Tak, orang kata tak, dia buat macam tu pun sebab duit dah banyak sangat. Dia takut SPRM kan. This is the perception.
Yeah, reality.
This people talks.
True.
Yeah. So what do you say about that?
Well, based on my experience, tak pernah pun. Never cross their mind to ask me those kind of questions.
Maybe they don't ask it in front of you.
Behind lah belakang.
They don't ask it in front of you. But behind apa semua. Gila Dr. Ilyas tak siapa tahu. Dia ni apa projek buat jalan tu dia dapat. What about you kan? I mean among friends or even among neighbors.
Neighbours. Honestly I didn't receive any those kind of negative thoughts or whatever.
Alright.
Because I myself haven't received anything. Well, habis duit lah dia lah macam
Yes,
you cakap
yeah.
kan. Tapi it goes back to your willingness lah and your enthusiasm, your passion, right?
Yeah.
Macam mana pun it's your minat and you willing to make a change lah. That's it.
What about people that, for example, kalau dia nampak gambar you on social media, awak jumpa menteri apa semua, dia kata, oh masyuk lah bro, masyuk lah bro. I mean, I think we do
It
get that
happens,
sometimes.
yeah.
And then for example, when they see our photos with leaders or political leaders or even ministers on social media, they would be like, bro, ada kabel tak bro? Bro, ada kabel bro. Aku nak projek ni lah bro.
A lot.
What do you say about that?
How to say?
Speechless lah.
Because I always get that lot.
Yeah.
I always get that a lot, bro. Kabel saman murah ada. Belakang cerita jumpa menteri bukan je. I mean, bukan minta projek.
Yes, in reality.
It's usually we have, meetings with the minister to talk about how to run this program.
Yes.
And asking for advice from them.
Yeah.
Or even ajak diorang datang our program to become
Yeah.
a VIP or to give talks.
Yes.
It's not.
Pergi-pergi masuk projek.
Pergi-pergi ingat ni berapa persen tu mana?
Berapa persen?
No, dia
Dan dia pergi 20% apa semua.
20%.
Guys, if that actually happened, I wouldn't post it on Facebook.
Yes.
Yes, the reality is I wouldn't post it on Facebook if it really happens. But the one that we post it on Facebook, those are the things that it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. If it really happens, we wouldn't post it on Facebook.
true.
That is logic. That is just like plain logic, you know. But of course, some people say that when you involve in politics, when you involve in pertama, kabel power gila. Kabel kuat. Dia stop, orang kata, bro, boleh tak bro, kau adjust bro, esok bro, matahari terbit daripada barat bro. You know, all those sort of things kan. Ni apa semua, boleh tak kau panggil polis kau ni, ketua polis kau suruh dia datang ni apa semua. Perception.
Yeah, perception.
Again. And then some people would say that, oh kau dah kenal orang ni apa semua, kau tak boleh minta duit ni dia.
But the thing is, when we tell the truth, pun diorang tak percaya. That's the problem.
So these are the challenges.
Yeah,
the
these are-
perception. That once you join politics, then you'll be rich.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know how it works. But yeah.
We as well, we don't have no idea.
Macam mana you can join a party dan tiba-tiba boleh dikaya?
Macam tu orang tak payah kerja lah, betul
Tak, join party je
Join
bro.
party.
Okay, korang semua stop belajar tau. Join
Join
party
party.
je. Nanti
Ketua
kaya.
bahagian sehari dapat 20.
Ni apa semua. Nanti duit berkotak-kotak je. Nanti dah tak dapat semua benda. Korang tak payah buat apa. Sokong party je.
Better aku quit kerja.
Duit kerja.
Tak payah belajar lah. Dah tak payah
Kan?
belajar.
So those are the reality.
Yes.
The perception that people have. And then kadang-kadang tu kabel-kabel, and this is the thing. People yang perlukan kabel, normally dia nak buat benda salah ataupun dia dah buat benda salah.
Yes.
True.
Yes. True.
Kalau you tak pernah buat benda salah dan
takkan
you
minta.
dan you tak
You won't
salah,
ask.
first of all they will ask cable untuk to skip queue or what.
Yes.
Yes.
Ataupun kadang-kadang there are people that they just see it on the newspaper.
Yeah.
For example, like the government is giving grant like 400 million, 500 million for penjaja and all.
And they want the easy way.
When it comes to budget,
Yeah.
and a friend will call you, bro, ada kabel tak? Boleh dapat tak? Ni aku dapat because 40,000. It happens.
Yeah, it
right?
happens.
It happens. When you say you are involved with this or what, it happens.
Yeah.
And then when you run a program, people will assume that, oh, kau dapat berapa juta bro?
Yes.
Funding kan.
Funding.
Funding siapa? Beritahu dia,
Sponsors.
kalau aku solat sejuta tu tak ada program.
yeah, it's true.
But these are the challenges I think
Yeah.
with youth.
Yes.
Youth these days, and then maybe also we cannot blame that some people, I mean, they mistakenly people who's active in politics and anak-anak don politik.
Yes.
Anak-anak orang politik memang bapak dia kaya bro.
Yeah.
Dia kaya bukan sebab dia menteri, dia dah berniaga 30 tahun.
Yeah, true.
Dan orang yang baru join politik is a different thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're gonna hold that thought and we're gonna go for our next break. And now let's listen to Maroon 5. Don't want to know. Hello guys. You guys are back with My Suara FM Hot Talk. We are talking about youth and civil society. So basically we're talking about how to be civilized as a youth. Yeah, in one way or another. so civil society, we're talking about democracy, we're talking about politics, we're talking about organization. So for people who's outside there, who's listening right now, looking at you guys,
Yeah.
what do you guys think, or what do you guys want to say to them? How can they get started if they want to get started? Maybe they can start by following you on Facebook or Instagram. Liking your photo.
Promote. Actually, if you want to know better in politics, or
Meet you.
No.
Set an appointment. Set
appointment, you know lah. I mean, like, okay, come join us. We are very open to anybody. If you really want to get to know about politics, or you really want to commit yourself. If you don't have any commitment, you have free time, you can go. At least you learn something inside this organization. You learn something. You
Yeah, and maybe you can go and get yourself a girlfriend through all this society or a boyfriend.
Yeah. There's a lot of girls and boys inside there in the organization.
Alright, so I mean, did you find your girlfriend from civil society?
No. She's not into all that.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
So that was a different event. Alright. Okay. So that's a different civil society movement.
Different civil society.
Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
so actually,
So that one is under Ministry of Sound.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, actually, come join us. Come join us. At least you can learn something. At least you can compare which one is good, which one is bad, and
Which party?
which party is good, which party is bad,
Or
and
what
then,
organization is good, or what
then
organization
at
is
least
bad.
at the end of the day, you can see which one you should support or which one you do not support. Yeah.
What about Khan? What do you say, Khan? People that they don't know how to start, or diorang kata malu lah nak pergi lepak dengan diorang semua benda. Diorang macam cool.
Tak ada lah.
Kita orang pun malu. I mean, when you first started and joined all these organizations, we also malu.
So don't worry guys, semua orang ada kemaluan. So that's
Yes.
normal. I mean, semua orang ada malu. Malu. But of course, everyone also has. So
Sounds so wrong.
Alright, so semua orang ada malu, but that's the best thing about it. I mean, it's like kita mula dengan malu.
Yes.
Tapi of course we need to break that, and that's the challenge.
Challenge.
That's the challenge. So people should join. What about you, Ilasa? What do you guys think? Especially for those professionals. I mean, they want to join, but they orang ada commitment. They have other commitments. They have their works, or maybe they have babies. They have wives. You know, some people have 1 or 2 wives or what, and then they need to spend time with wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3. And for people who have a lot of girlfriends, I mean, they have their side chick, you know, all that. I mean, they need to spend time with their side chick, and all those.
Side chick.
First of all, kena tanya diri
Okay.
you like to participate or not, because they no use kalau tak ada niat, tak ada jiwa nak join, you can participate any kind of society. Even if you have a passion about football, you can join the football society. Or
Yes.
if you have a passion about maybe apa bakery ke,
Yeah.
all that sort of thing
Yeah,
kan.
club bakery.
Club bakery ke apa kan, as long you have a
Club
passion.
selfie. Kalau buat
Ada.
club selfie ramai
Club
orang.
swap photo.
Club swap foto.
Nah, foto apa kalau wifi ya. You should ask yourself lah about that, because if you don't have any passion about politics, but if you at least you know about it.
Alright.
Because if you get involved about it, just know about it, and then you have a voice. You can vote, because the vote matters because of you.
True.
Yeah.
So sekarang ni memang nak ajak diorang ni memang susah lah.
Yeah.
The challenges, because they are, especially in urban areas kan, they are busy, apa nak cari duit, cari makan kan. So maybe they don't have time, because we living in the beauty pageant world. We live in a perception.
Yeah.
So we live on what we see. We live
Alright.
on what we see in and out. So basically, so it's very difficult to tackle them and to ask them to participate. But we try our best lah.
What about with people that say, okay, aku join, aku dapat apa?
Oh, dia dah niat salah lah.
Dari situ niat dia dah salah lah.
Knowledge,
Ah.
I mean,
knowledge.
it's at the end of the day.
What are you looking for? What are you looking
Yeah.
for?
Yeah.
Actually, money.
What do you really
Yes.
want?
What do you want?
What do you
So,
really
so
want?
this is the thing. This is the thing that we face. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
most of the time when we say, "Oh, join this, do this," or what, a lot of people, a lot of youngsters will say, "Aku dapat apa?"
Betul.
Oh, tak dapat.
You
Oh, ni
I've
tak
got a
dapat.
friend also
Yeah.
who asked
Oh, we
me-
all have.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We all
yeah,
have that
yeah.
friend. Okay.
Okay, he asked me, "Oh, what benefits do I get at a jam? What should I say? I mean, like to
Dapat
me,
collect points, bro.
yeah, I mean like, you can meet new people.
Exposure lah.
Yeah, it's a great exposure. You can meet new people. You can sometimes there's forum which you can talk to. I mean the youth chief, or you can
Yeah.
talk to the high minister.
Yeah.
Upper level.
Because there's a lot of forum going on.
Yeah,
nowadays.
if not bila lagi.
Bila
Yeah,
lagi,
like,
betul.
it's
How?
not easy.
Siapa
It's
dia?
not
Yeah,
easy.
I mean we cannot expect that. I mean, you put on Facebook, it's like, Datuk Seri, saya nak jumpa sekejap.
No, it's not like
I
that.
mean, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
That's not
Yeah,
how
but
things
of course, some people would do that and they say, oh, tengok, Menti tak nak jumpa pun aku.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then
Aku
complain.
rakyat.
Yeah.
Aku rakyat.
Then they complain, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you know, we have a lot of programs. In many organizations, they will organize a lot of, you know, forum programs. Like they're having this fourth MES at
Alright.
Sri Pacific. There's gonna be the SPRM chief.
Okay.
There's gonna be.
Tak boleh bro, nanti ramai orang takut.
There's gonna be, I think, Rizal Merikan, I think he's gonna be there. And
Alright.
also Zaid Hamidi, I think he's gonna be there too. And also KJ, I think.
And when is that?
It's on the 4th December, which is on Monday next week, I think.
Alright, so Monday
If
next
I'm
week.
not mistaken, it's on Monday next week.
Alright,
starting
guys, so-
8 a.m. Sri, wait, I'll check.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's-
guys, do drop by at PWTC
No,
if you are free
yeah.
on Monday.
Yeah.
That is on Monday. But however, if Yusuf got it wrong, it's too bad. Yeah, you'll be standing alone.
No, it's
You'll be the standing alone in PWTC, and there's no program.
4th December, Sri Pacific Hotel, 9 a.m. Seats are limited, so register now and bring along your friends and family.
Yes, so Google that up, register online. I
Yeah.
bet they have some registration online.
Yeah.
Do join that. It's open.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to even love the government to
Yeah.
join that.
True.
So, yeah, before we talk more about it, let's go to our next song, which is Bruno Mars. Marry You. Hello guys, you are back with us, Mysore FM Hot Talk with me today, Ridwan Rosli, and we have Yusuf, we have Khan, and also we have Ilyasa talking about youth and civil society. So we have talked a lot about perception, we have talked about the challenges, we have talked about the things that we need to deal with, and all. I mean, the people, the family, the friends,
Yes.
those questions,
Yes.
those killer questions, or the questions that make us want to kill ourselves.
Yes.
There are questions
yeah,
that
yeah.
sometimes you just like, I think I just want to kill myself.
Suicide.
After listening to all these questions. And one of the challenges that we agreed on is when it comes to youth, they have a bit of ignorance
Yep.
in them, but at the same time they are rebellious.
Yes.
And I think all of us are like that.
Yep.
So when we think something is true, it's all just about what we say. So I mean, coming to the last part of this of the discussion, I mean, how do you see, not just yourself, I mean, how do you see the civil society movement? How do you see the youth? Because we are talking about TN50, and
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
TN50 is like 30 years plus from now.
Yeah.
But just 5 years over the 5 years down the road, how do you see things? How do you see your friends right now? Are they getting more engaged? Are they getting more involved? Or you think that all of this just gonna come to an end? Maybe we're gonna start with Ilyasa. What do you think? I mean, this coming 5 years down the road, not.
I think TN50 is a very good idea.
All right.
It's a brand. I think it's a brand. It's a good brand done by the federal government. But the problem is, does it been implemented on the bagian bawah?
Yeah.
So,
Do people understand what TN50 is?
people don't understand much of it. Is it a vision? What is TNB or?
Yeah.
I don't get it. What is TN50? Another, I don't know. Because even the orang bawah pun bahagian ke orang cawangan ke, they don't understand what is TN50 is.
Yes.
They don't understand how do we participate. TN50 is about participation.
Yes.
From the youth.
Yes.
The youth giving the opinion what they want to see in another 30 years time.
Yeah.
But even the orang bawah pun tak faham apa benda tu TN50.
Yes.
So we as a orang bahagian bawah, as a askar-askar, perlulah
Minions.
lah.
Yeah.
Minions. We need to bring the brand of TN50 to the local side. Macam,
But the problem is, what is if the minions doesn't understand what is TN50 is?
that's what
We have to educate them, I guess.
The minions will be like, I mean, they are going haywire. They're like, okay, so we have this program called TN50. So what are we supposed to do with it? But because a lot of people doesn't understand that TN50 right now is all about gathering information
Yes.
in making TN50 as a vision.
Yes.
But right now, a lot of people thought that TN50 is about, okay, so what's the government going to give to us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the challenges. What about you, Khan? How do you see things in 5 years down the road?
I see things in 5 years down the road. I hope that things will be just.
We have Minister Khan.
Inshallah.
At that time, I'll be like Minister Khan. Then at that time, I'll be outside the room. I'll be outside the room with one piece of paper. But I know definitely I'll be outside the room. Yusuf is already inside the room. Semua benda kan tak sign pun. Yusuf dah sign kat belakang. Sign. Yeah, so how do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. I mean, as long as we follow the vision, as long as we follow our aims in 5 years down the road, I think 50 years down. 50, sorry.
Yeah.
I think things should be just fine, I guess. I mean, as youth are known, this generation are like the backbones of the nation.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, they have
How
to.
old are you gonna be during
Oh, it's
2050?
gonna be hard calculation.
Yeah, so
Six,
this like 33 years from now.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be pemuda anymore, bro.
No.
No, you're not gonna be.
Oh, in TN50.
TN50.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
50 plus, I think.
you'll be veteran, bro.
Yeah,
Pejuang
veteran.
veteran.
Advisor.
Yeah, advisor. So those are 33 years from now. But what do you see in civil society, in politics in Malaysia, 5 years down the road? Just 5 years down the road. Kalau 5 tahun daripada sekarang, you guys apa? Just sama ke? Ataupun orang makin sengal ke? Ataupun there will be more apps yang akan buat orang makin sengal?
Makin sangat.
Yes. I think seeing now,
Yes.
I think 5 years, right?
Yes, 5 years
Okay,
down the
5
road.
years down the road, if people is
Your
willing.
Instagram followers will be millions already,
Yeah,
bro.
He will love that. He will love that.
Okay, 5 years down the road, if people start to participate now, I think we can have a very successful organization.
Yeah.
We can do a lot of programs.
True.
We will have a successful
Yeah.
democratic society.
Yes, that's true. But seeing now, I mean, like I said earlier, people are just not willing to, participate, willing to get to know what's wrong, what's right. They just know, like, when people say A, say A. If people say A, they follow A. That's all. That's what I see now lah. But I really hope that people are very willing. They are very willing to join us.
Because it is
Starting
very
now.
important because youth can bring new enthusiasm. I mean,
Because we are
enthusiasm.
the future leaders.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Leaders of tomorrow, lah, to say.
And
yeah.
the future is now.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now we are talking about the future is now.
Yeah, and
I
we
mean the changes, the things needs to start now.
Now, yeah.
Make a change.
Yeah. So because what? Because when we talk about, if we talk about TN50, the leaders at that time is actually not really, if you